So what we're going to look at today is ostrich skin boots, all the different types of cuts of ostrich. Just like an alligator or any other exotic skin, there's different cuts which are going to make different boots. You might be familiar with some of these boots, some of them you might be a little bit less familiar. Let's just start from left to right here with full quill ostrich. This is the preferred, probably, ostrich skin cut right here. It is full quill, quills being the feathers, and an ostrich, the huge feathers that they have to yank out of there, that is literally what the bumps are in an ostrich skin boot, in the full quill like that. So they yank the feathers out, they burnish them, and then that's what gives it that real distinct look. There's different kind of looks that you have there. Some of them are just solid dyed, so it's just going to be one color like that. There's also some antiquing that they'll do sometimes, so it'll look like this, and it has a little bit more texture, a little bit more depth to it, and this is kind of where the trend is going, at least right now, is this antique look. It's really burnished quills, if you want to get technical about it, and maybe I'll do another video on what burnishing is, but you can see it right there. It looks antiqued, almost a vintage look on the quills of full quill right here. Whenever people say ostrich skin boots, this is typically what comes to mind, what people know as ostrich skin. But if you're saying you want ostrich skin boots, you need to clarify which cut you want. So if you're into this kind of look, that would be full quill ostrich is what you're looking for. Now, ostrich skin is actually one of the most, it's the softest, typically, at least in a boot, it's usually the softest leather that is available, not only in exotics, but just period. Sort of surprisingly, it's also the highest, has the highest tensile strength of any leather. That means it is the strongest. When you pull on it, it doesn't separate like other leathers do, or as easily as other leathers do. So being that it's the strongest tensile strength, they're able to, at the factory and where they are processing the leather, they're able to shave it down to a very, very thin piece of leather here, which makes it soft. They're able to shave it down because it is so strong, it has such a high tensile strength. You're able to get it very thin, which makes ostrich skin just the most comfortable boot you will probably ever wear, because of it's so supple, so soft, and that is because it's so strong. So that's why it's not uncommon to see guys walking around with 20-year-old ostrich boots that they wear pretty regularly, because they last so long and still look awesome, because the natural qualities in the leather are just very strong and just very durable, resilient. So huge plus for ostrich. That's another reason that makes them so expensive, is because of the durability, the look, and the softness. It's really just hard to beat. So this being the most expensive cut, the full quill ostrich right here, sort of the Cadillac of the exotic world, most people consider. So moving on down here, there is the what you would call smooth ostrich. So still from the same animal, obviously, but a different look and a different type of feel to the leather here. So if the full quill comes from the top, the back of the ostrich, really, that's where all the big feathers are. A little bit further down the ostrich, on the side and the legs, sort of the quarters of the ostrich, is a lot less feathers there, or smaller feathers, so that makes the leather that is cut from there to be smooth. So you still have the same properties of the ostrich skin. It's very soft in most parts of it. It still looks the same as far as for the in between the quills, you know, that's what it looks, the same type of leather, but it doesn't have that full quill look. You don't have the big bumps on it, so it's not quite as distinctive as the full quill ostrich. So if you just like the feel and the quality of ostrich skin, and you maybe don't care about the bumps, you know, the full quill here, smooth ostrich is an awesome buy, because the price is usually about half of the full quill ostrich, maybe a little more, but depending on the boot, but it's considerably cheaper in price than the full quill, cut from the same animal and an awesome quality in this smooth ostrich. So you'll see it different ways. These two from Justin here, the entire vamp of the boot here is one piece, which is pretty cool for smooth ostrich. You'll even see on this particular cut they have some quills right here because it's cut from they get as close to they can as close as they can to the quills of the ostrich here whenever they're making the most out of the leather they're cutting boots out of. So sometimes you'll see a little bit of quills on here wrapping around into smooth leather here. So you have some from Justin like that. Another popular style of boot you'll see in smooth ostrich skin is this one right here, which is the pieced ostrich. And you'll see they have a wingtip here with full quill right there, so you get a little bit of that flavor of a full quill while you have the smooth on top right here. And this is pieced. As you can see, they have one piece here, a piece across the instep of the vamp, and then another on the side. Even a little bit of piecing going on in the back. So it's a completely different type of look and a really classic look. Some people really recognize this has been around for a long time. It's very distinctive, and that is the pieced ostrich look here. Then last but not least is the final cut of ostrich you're gonna see is called ostrich leg, and so they make use of all the leather on the ostrich, and this is what the leg looks like. So if you ever see an ostrich next time you're at the zoo or something, if you check out the legs, you'll see this is exactly what the leg looks like here. Their legs, as you can imagine, aren't very wide, aren't super hefty. They get little bird legs, so they're not able to make the skin go all the way around the boot. So just like the smooth ostrich here, ostrich leg is always going to be pieced. As you can see right here, there's a piece across the top of the foot, and then they have to put another piece right here to make up for that skin, because the ostrich leg is simply just not big enough to cover a whole boot right there. So this leather is typically shined in this fashion here because of the nature of it is not quite as soft as these type of leathers. So it lends itself really well to have a nice shine on it. This is typically used as a dress boot because of that kind of look. It really almost looks reptilian. A lot of people will confuse this for lizard or snake or something like that, because at first glance, if you look at it, you're not necessarily thinking of a bird whenever you see this type of skin. If you're not familiar with it, you're not a boot guy. So that gets confused a lot in the store, I find. So ostrich leg, that's what it looks like. Different boots will use different cuts, but this is the most common cut you'll see, is the center of the leg running right up the middle and a piece right down the back on the heel. Ostrich leg. So these are the different cuts of ostrich. All have different appeals to either different people or people who just like different looks. They're all distinctive, very distinctive. Ostrich being one of the favorite exotic skin boots, at least in the Western world, which is they are really known for being comfortable and very long lasting, plus the distinctive look. Really cannot go wrong with ostrich skin boots. Full quill ostrich, smooth ostrich, ostrich leg. Check it out.